Guess what time it is?
Tea time with AsenvaBJD. It's tea time with AsenvaBJD.
Hello friends and welcome to BJD Tea Time Talk. Today I am drinking Earl Grey tea and you are joining me in the wonderful guest bedroom, number 1. I also have snuck out some cookies to eat. I have Samoas, they are my favorite. And so I will be eating and drinking with you today. Hopefully you have grabbed your cup of tea as well as we talk about today's topic. So today's question, actually I received it from YouTube and I apologize in advance because it was 6 months ago when I received your question. But I felt that, you know, if you found the answer by now, awesome. If you're still thinking about it, hopefully today's tea time will help you out. But it comes from Jennie Fransson and it says, "My name is Jennie and I'm 16 years old. Since a few months, I've been thinking of joining the BJD hobby, but I'm not quite sure yet. I've been going on and off about the idea. I think about it, should I? But decide I won't. Then a few weeks later, I think about it again. I've listed pros and cons and written down what I want to do with it. I managed to come up with 11 pros and 5 cons. I've even started to save some broken clothes and that I could make into doll clothes. I really don't know what to do and I'm afraid after I buy a doll, clothes, and a wig, which costs a lot, I won't enjoy it as much as I thought. Also, I live in Sweden and I know there isn't any stores where you can buy ball jointed dolls, so I have to buy online, which I'm pretty skeptical to since I don't want to be tricked. I really don't know what to do and I hope you can help me with my decision. Should I wait until I'm 100% or should I just go for it? Should I try to find a doll on eBay or something like that where it might not be as expensive? Please give me some advice and thank you for your time. Love, Jennie." Like I said, this has been 6 months since she sent me this question. So Jennie, I don't know if you found your answer or not, but here are my suggestions. This hobby definitely would be something that you would not want to rush into because mainly like what you said, it's a very expensive hobby. We're talking about laying down $200 to almost $600 for a doll at times, and if you're not 100% sure if you really like it or if you're on board, if you end up buying it and then you're like, oh man, I really don't like this, then you're kind of stuck. I mean, you could, essentially try to sell it, but being a noob in the hobby since you just started off, that's going to be a whole cauldron of other things that you need to learn about and worry about as far as selling your dolls to other people. I definitely think that this is something that you should feel a little bit more confident about before you decide to take the plunge and buy a doll. Now, there's some other things I can definitely suggest, mainly if you're still like, well, I don't know. You could always get something similar to BJDs. Like, a lot of people like to do Monster High things. They like to wipe the faces and do completely new face ups, and it's like taking care of a little doll. It's not what is known in the hobby as a typical Asian ball jointed doll, which means they're strung. They're made out of typically resin. That's a whole nother topic that you can discuss about on the validity of what is a BJD and what is not a BJD. But that I think is a good, less expensive starting point if you are thinking about joining and you just kind of want to get like a taste for it. I think that's not bad. Hujo also makes a lot of really inexpensive dolls. They're made out of ABS and they are also strung as well. But I definitely see the worry about joining into the hobby and not really feeling 100%. I love that you did pros and cons. I was actually streaming this as I was filming the video, and I had some really great friends on the streaming session. They gave me some really awesome cons and pros. They helped me think of some stuff, and most of them, when I say they helped me, they basically did it, and I just agreed with a lot of the things that they wrote. So here are some cons, and no special kind of sequence or order. Cons. Once you get one, it's constant upkeep. They're super expensive. Sometimes there's a lack of local BJD collectors. And you are, what is the loneliest Unfortunately, like everything in today's modern society, there is judgment. Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, dolly judgment, but it's true. They are quite fragile. Doll quality might differ depending on brand. For international peeps or other people that just don't live in Japan or China, the exchange rates. Space! There is no space. There's never enough space for your dolls and your doll items. To go along with the judgment train, sometimes your family might not like them. I have an aunt that is mortally afraid of my dolls and says they're going to kill me in my sleep. Sometimes it's hard finding clothes for specific dolls because they vary in size. Waiting is the worst. Sometimes people have to wait almost like 6 months, or I've heard crazier than that, to get their doll in. Picking your buying place or your store or your place where you're gonna purchase your doll from wisely so you don't get a recast on accident. A lack of doll conventions. There's not that many here. Well, at least in the US. I don't know about other countries, but there's not a lot. There's only a couple here and there. Not being able to find the right wig or the right eyes. Not being able to have some type of virtual changing room to try on clothes for your dolls. But if the technology comes into place where you can virtually try on clothes on your doll and see if they fit or not, hallelujah, praise the day. But there isn't. Having trust or losing trust in certain companies due to things that may happen with you in a transaction. I hope those cons weren't too scary for you, but I feel like they were good cons that you kind of have to just marinate in and think about, because they are things, and like I said, these are things that I got from people in the stream, so there are other BJD collectors that feel like these were definite cons towards the hobby. Now on to the good stuff, the pros! Again, in no special sequence or order, here are some pros for the hobby. Teaches you responsibility and provides something to care for. So if you are looking to convince mom and dad, maybe you're younger and you're trying to convince them to let you get a doll, maybe that's something that you can sell them with and say, it teaches me responsibility. Teaches you how to budget and save up for something, which is another really cool thing because you gotta learn how to save your money. They're beautiful. That should count as 10 pros because they're amazing and they're great. Photography. If you are into photography or looking to get into it, they're great subjects. That's what they do. They just stand still so you can take their picture. They help you find friends. They allow creativity and can be used as a coping mechanism for some people. And I think they're very therapeutic for some people too. So there's a lot of people that I think that are in the hobby that I've seen that have talked about how to use them to help cope with certain things in life, and sometimes they're really helpful for that. It's a goal to look forward to if you do end up joining and then you start saving and you get that wonderful goal and you can see the light. They are highly customizable. That is a fantastic thing about this hobby because you can make them look like whatever. They are an awesome platform for creativity and artistic expression. So a lot of people do a lot of really amazing things with these dolls, and they're just an awesome outlet for that. Are you a writer? Well, you could be if you're in the BJD hobby, because it can help you create awesome stories and you can see your characters in real life. Did I mention you can meet a lot of friends? Whether you have somebody locally in a local group that you can make friends with, or if you join online communities and all that other fun stuff, then you can meet friends there. Even here on YouTube, there's a lot of great people and you make a lot of great friends. It branches out into so many other hobbies: sewing, photography, face up, which is like doing painting for them stuff. There's a lot of different things that this can leak into, and you can express your creativity through it too. There is a huge variety to choose from. That is a definite pro. If you're into fantasy dolls, there's fantasy dolls out there. If you want a mermaid doll, there's mermaid dolls out there. If you want like a half wolf or half I don't know, serpent doll or whatever, they have them. They exist. They're there. I think one of my favorite and a lot of other people's favorite was the dolls can wear outfits that you feel like you maybe might not be able to wear or you're not confident enough to wear. So it's really cool to buy things and put them on a doll because you get to see them and you get to bring that part of you to life. Unboxings! I love unboxings. It's so awesome. And then when you get to do your own unboxing, it is the most fun thing, awesome thing in the whole entire world. Uniqueness. Everybody could essentially buy the same doll, the same sculpt, but everybody always comes up with a different character and a different stylization for the doll. So I love the uniqueness in the hobby. There's a lot of people that like to do a bunch of different things. The joy of taking off a face mask. So it's that feeling you get when you finally get your doll in and you take off that plastic that's on their face. It's the best feeling ever. They kind of become family. You know, they're a part of your life, and it's really nice because sometimes it's just, like I said, going back to the coping mechanism and, you know, being able to use them as something to help your self-confidence. It's really nice having them. The feeling when you finish your first face-up. Yeah. You don't only have to stick with the character that you do the first time. You can customize them as many times as you want. If you don't like how they look, you can change it up. You can change out the wig, the eyes, the hair. It goes with the customization of this hobby, so you're never stuck with just having your doll in just one style. For some, it's giving people body positivity because there's a lot of different sculpts and different body types out there. So seeing so many bodies out there from different companies, it's really something that is awesome, and it helps people boost their confidence. So those were the pros and cons that me and my buddies came up with. I hope that kind of helps people that might be on the fence. But honestly, I think the kind of ending moment or thoughts, I guess, you have to think about are kind of like what makes you happy, and if it's something you feel that will bring happiness to you, then I don't see why not. I don't think anybody, you know, really feels 100% into it sometimes whenever they join new hobbies or new things in life. So you never know until you try. So if it is something that you really feel like you're passionate towards and you may end up liking, then, you know, maybe it is time to take the first few steps into the hobby. Maybe you could join some groups online, or maybe you can, if there's a local doll community within your area, you can join them. Or, you know, maybe looking at buying a smaller, inexpensive doll to kind of first start off with, just to kind of see and test the waters with and see if it's something for you. Either way, I hope that you really honestly do enjoy your research time and your exploration into the hobby. And if it's something for you, I hope you really do enjoy it. And if you did end up buying a doll, I hope that you have a lot of fun with it and that you really enjoy the hobby. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope this helped anybody out there. And just love what you do and have fun. Ignore the haters and have a dollytastic day. Bye! Puns you can make with them. That was a knee joint slapper. Wrong joint! The funny stuff you end up saying. Butt flips. You know, maybe you want to get those stronger triceps and arm muscles, so you could do BJD weightlifting. Triceps. Feel the burn.